Hello, I'm Karma Wilson. I'm President of Dressage New South Wales, and I've survived my first 2 months, for those of you wondering. I just want to say a few words about our team at Dressage New South Wales, what the team are focused on, the critical issues, and there are three. There's the scarcity of judges, there's the success of our major events, and there's establishment of squad programs. And finally, I want to talk about an issue that I've discovered that it could be a major impediment to how successfully we can deliver on all our objectives. So I think the dressage community needs to be aware of that. Just starting with the team, I've been really impressed by the caliber of people, the representation across all aspects of dressage, whether it's judges, stewards, coaches, riders, owners, breeders, and just the skills they bring to bear as well. We have great educational skills, finance skills, research skills. It's a really high caliber team. I'm very grateful that we don't have to pay for them because it would be an eye-watering bill. So thank you very much to all that team. The issues that we're facing on, I mentioned the judge shortage. Now, this is something that I became aware of when I was president of Central Coast Dressage. So about May last year, for the second year running, we had to cancel competition because we couldn't find judges to man the arenas. And as a result, I did research going back 10 years on published judge lists. And this chart shows what I've found. There's been, across all levels, a significant decline over the 10-year period in the judge community. And if you look at the following chart, you can see, as an example, this is A-level judges, our top-level judges. It's actually been worsening in the last 2 years. So that's what we've been experiencing at a club level. Fortunately, we have a group of judges who are very proactive on this issue. I particularly love the way they've embraced technology. They've developed an online learning platform. It's been so successful that the judge community in Victoria and Tasmania have adopted it. They're doing the workshops via Zoom. They just did a fantastic super seminar on the weekend, and they're very proactive about making sure the judges get their shadow and sit-in and examination opportunities. So they did have a good result at the end of last year with the number of judges that upgraded or joined the judging ranks. The challenge is that the attrition rate is just so high. So if we got 8 or 9 new judges, then 7 retired. So we were sort of fighting to just stand still. And you have to remember that developing or producing an A-level judge it takes nearly twice the time it takes to produce a Grand Prix horse. So it's a tough job, but our team's working really hard on that. In terms of major events, we've got the feedback that people would like them more affordable. So we've brought the fee for the upcoming Sydney CDI down from $150 to $90 for the administration. We will try and find other ways to fund this. We also have some initiatives coming in. We've had a great sponsor come through, and they're offering a futurity on the 6-year-old class. We've introduced the FEI children's test for our young riders, and we're bringing back mounted presentations on a small scale just to see how that works and whether people enjoy that aspect. So this is all in response to suggestions from our dressage community. So we really want to get that sort of feedback and find out what you want, what you think will make our major events compelling. In terms of the squads, so we're transitioning from the high performance and young rider squads to a pathways program in line with the Office of Sport. We are very fortunate to have someone on our team with a double degree in education, and she's already done a draft structure for how this might look, and she presented it to committee last week, and it was very well received. So we're looking forward to progressing on that. So this brings me to the big impediment that's actually facing us in terms of delivering on the great initiatives we want to execute on for our dressage community, and that's funding. And it's not a lack of funding, the funding is there, it's a funding flow problem. So let me explain. In our equestrian sports, we have an entity that collects all the funds, the EA fees, dressage license fees, so on, from us. And that's Equestrian New South Wales. And then in Equestrian New South Wales Constitution, it names 3 Olympic discipline committees, and they're Dressage New South Wales, Jumping New South Wales, and Eventing New South Wales. Now, under the EA rules, we're tasked with various responsibilities. So dressage, for example, under EA rules, we're tasked with undertaking judge education for the whole of dressage in the state. Things like when we run states or nationals, the EA rules specify how many judges we have to have and what prize money needs to be, so there's obligations upon us. And pretty much all the activities we run, judge education, squads, events, are either a break even or they're a cost centre. So we really need those funds from Equestrian New South Wales that it collects from all our members. When I pay my EA fees and I pay my dressage licences, need that to flow through to our sport. Unfortunately, in the last 5 years, that has not been happening. If you look at the chart here, you can see that Equestrian New South Wales, being non-profit, is meant to be targeting a break-even, and they claim they target break-even. But in the last 5 years, that hasn't been happening, and about $1 million has been withheld from equestrian sports in New South Wales. So in 2024, ENSW withheld a surplus of $280,000. Now, at the same time, the 3 Olympic disciplines received funding of $127,000 each. That's only 6% of the member-generated income received by Equestrian New South Wales for each of the major Olympic disciplines. You can check these numbers, they're in the 2024 annual report. The first 2 lines of the income statements is your member-generated income of $2.2 million. Go to note 5, net off revenue against expenses to get the funding received by each of the disciplines. So there are 3 problems. There's first of all, the funding not coming through. There's secondly, the way it's distributed, there's no logic behind how it's given to each of the disciplines. So dressage is as big as eventing and jumping combined, but they're all just sort of given out equally. And there's also no relationship between how the sport's doing and the funding. So dressage licenses are up 16% in the last 5 years, but our funding from Equestrian New South Wales is down 8%. If you go to the next chart, you can see what the outcome of this withholding of funding is. So you can see that the cash balances over the last 5 years has gone up more than $1 million. Equestrian New South Wales in its various reports has mentioned a target of $800,000 for their cash holdings, so we're nearly $2 million in excess of that. So I have approached Equestrian New South Wales about these issues. I've met with their CEO, I've written a letter to their board. On the 20th of January, I did a presentation to their board, just asking for a more robust structure around how the funds are distributed, as well as a focus on actually distributing the funds, because this is really critical for our sports. At this stage, I did not get any joy. I'm still hopeful. I did see that they, in the February newsletter, have brought this issue into the public domain, so that's great because it lets me speak to it as well. And they did raise the issue of their finance and their increasing cash holdings. So I really encourage Equestrian New South Wales members, especially if you compete in dressage or show jumping or eventing, to familiarise yourself with these issues, and let's see if we can get everyone to the table. I'd love to get together with the heads of the 3 discipline committees and Equestrian New South Wales and see if we can't resolve a better outcome for our sports. Finally, I hope I've assured the dressage community that you do have a really great team of volunteers here working for you. We're focused on some critical issues, so we're going to deliver you the best results that we can with the resources available to us. And the door is always open. We'd love to get feedback. We love hearing from our community, how we can help and support you. So thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your riding, and I hope to be in touch again soon.